Okay, I'm so sorry. My laptop is out of charging, so I'll just put it. Will you be able to edit this?
No problem at all. Of course, we will edit. Or maybe this could be the blooper.
So T does the better job, you know,
Oh,
on hot
yes.
days. I love these.
Yes. Actually, that reminded me, three of us are wearing blue somehow. We kind of like.
Hello, and welcome to the very first, very unofficial, and very possibly HR questionable Wine with Wingless Dreamers, where we bring chaos to corporate, sass to screens, and drama to the dashboards. I'm Ria, your full time daydreamer, and you might know me from our podcast, Wingless Dreamer, on Spotify. If you don't, link in the description. My guests today are smart, spicy, and only mildly terrified to be here. Because I assure you, by the end of this, someone's going to get blocked, someone's going to overshare, and someone's going to regret logging in. So, let me introduce you to Pooja, basically a glitter bomb that went off in a library, equal parts deep thinker and dance party with a playlist named Crying But Hot. Then there's Ruchi, our chaotic good romantic revolutionary who brings Shakespeare in drama and killer eyeliner to the table. Ruchi is also the founder and CEO of Windows Dreamers, so we invite our boss to parties too. And Hansini is here too, the human confetti cannon, coding at 3 a.m., naming plants like fantasy characters, and writing dragons with identity crisis. And last but not the least, Sushrabya, a plot twist in comfortable shoes, part poetry, part puzzle, and all kinds of worth the reread. Let's get started. So, first of all, how do you people feel sitting on a virtual couch?
I feel like we are sitting like on this huge velvet couch. I feel like oat coffee with currant, but it's replaced with wine. So yes, coffee with wingless dreamer with all these sassy and savage girls.
I'm really looking forward, how things gonna unfold, and we already got our drinks. So I think as long as we all are caffeinated, so yeah, we are good to go.
I mean, I know every one of you through your writings and the podcast and the reels, but yeah, the personal secrets, I'm waiting for that now.
We are all waiting for that. So, Ruchi, I've always wanted to ask you this question. You interviewed all of us. What were your first impressions of us? And please, no filters.
Honestly speaking, I really found you girls to be extremely vibrant, and it was really nice knowing you because all of us, we come from a different background, like not even the same degree, and degree never mattered anyway. But it was really nice knowing you as a person, like what you have accomplished so far, what was your personal journey. And I was straight away sure, like, no, I want that girl in my team no matter what. Nah, while discussing it with Utkarsh, like I said, like, you should see them. I wish you would be there on the interview day, and yes, so they will take the lead no matter what. Whatever the subject you throw at them, they will make sure that it's up to the notch. Like, they have that caliber, to get things done. So that was really impressive for each and every one of you.
So, could you like describe each one of us in one dramatic word?
Okay. That's a difficult one. Like, yeah, thank you, Ria, for throwing me under the bus straight away. Pooja, okay, let's start one by one. Pooja, resourceful, I would say. Ria, melodious. Shushrabya, okay, boss bitch would be the word. I don't know, somehow I feel like she had that. Okay, Hamsini. It's actually 3 words, but I would go with that. Can-do attitude.
Wow. And what do you people think? So, when you met each other for the first time?
Well, when I first met her, like during my interview, like that colorful vibe came right out of the screen. The way she was describing about her goals, her dreams, about like finding this community, that connection, it just started right through there with that word literature, and rest is the history. Like, she's been what we say, a motivator, someone who pushes us every day through thick and thin. So there's nothing much to say. She's like that one big elder sister who has your back in times of distress, in times of good times, happier times, and in times when you're down the hill.
Oh.
Oh, that was really sweet. Thank you, Pooja. Don't worry, I paid her for saying that.
My interview with Ruchi, I think it got postponed twice, if I remember. Supposed to be a half an hour or something of a meeting, which went into 1 hour, where we were discussing about our favorite books, and I knew I am going here. I knew that because at the end of the interview, it was like talking to a friend about our favorite books and what we like and we don't like. So even though it was my first stunt as an editorial in a publishing house, otherwise I have done my editorial in a scientific journal. So it was like completely two different domain. I knew this is something gonna be fun. I just knew that. So yeah, and it is. And no, Ruchi did not pay me to say this.
Yeah, thank God you mentioned that.
When Ruchi interviewed me, I was very, very nervous. I might not have shown it on my face, but I was very nervous. So I was too focused on my answers to even look at Ruchi's face. I was just like, oh my god, did I say the right thing? Oh my gosh, I think I'm talking too much. Oh, that's not a good answer. But I think once I started working with her, I realized that I had no reason to worry so much because she was always very open and created a very comfortable and safe space to share my ideas, and she was always very vocal about her appreciation. Like if I ever did something well, she'd praise me, and if she thought something was not up to the mark, she would mention it. But it was nice to not get feedback and not have to always assume, oh, is she mad, is she upset, is she happy, what to do. So yeah, it's very easy working with her. She makes it very easy to work with her.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Well, thank you, Hamsini. And yeah, Hamsini, it's been ages, right? Like I almost forgot about our interview. Like it was like years ago, a decade probably.
When I first talked to Ruchi, of course, I didn't have that much time to form a first impression, but I completely agree with Hamsini when she says that Ruchi is very accommodating. And I honestly found her vocal with her opinions, which I really love. So even if it's praise, even if it's like something is not going right, she will come to my face and she'll tell me to, like an elder sister does. So I think, and I'm enjoying this very much. So this feels like a creative community. It's not a job.
Thank you, Ria. You are promoting.
Okay, a lot of chit-chatting. Now we have to play a game. So buckle up. This is my personal favorite. It's called He's a 10 But. And I hope you've seen all the memes, and so now it's your turn. I'm going to read out some situations. Tell me, is it still a 10 or are we dropping them faster than some bad Wi-Fi connection? But here, instead of a no, you just have to take a sip. So ready? And don't think too much about it.
Yes, I think I'll be very hydrated by the end of this session.
Okay, so let's begin. First question. He's a 10 but takes 24 hours to reply to a text.
10. And still a 10. Because even I take my time, so 10.
Okay. I'm personally very quick with replies, so I think I would also expect quick replies.
I will go with something like I also prefer quick reply, let's get things done. It's inculcated in my personality trait, I guess. So quick reply, yeah.
Okay, moving on. He's a 10 but calls you bro during an argument.
10. Because I do that.
Yeah, me too.
That's fine. Yeah, 10.
Okay, so 10 for everyone. Where's Pooja?
Yes, 10. Absolutely.
10 for me as well. We are bros.
So he's a 10 but has never read a book.
0.
Oh.
He's not
infinity.
Yeah, he's not in my radar. No books. You can just get lost.
For me, it's okay if he hasn't read a book, but he should be ready to listen to me talk about books.
But no, definitely a no for me because I want my he should be a reader. Everyone should be a reader.
Okay, he's a 10 but says it is what it is in a serious situation.
0? I would go with 0. That really pisses me off. It is what really it is. Dude, I didn't come all the way, to hear that. Give me some insights. Give me some viewpoints.
Right. I mean, yeah, he's 0. Not even 0.
Minus?
No. Yes.
I think I would be pissed off if they said it, but I am allowed to say it.
He's a 10 but refuses to share fries.
I won't share my fries, but they should share their fries.
Okay, Hansini has really high standards.
I mean, look at this face. How can you not share fries? I'm joking.
True. See, I would share. Even though I'm a Joey with my food, I would share with you for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, even me too. I mean, yeah, it's about sharing is caring. So yeah, just take my fries and you can eat it alone.
Okay, so take your sips fast. He's a 10 but has an Android with 2% battery always.
I feel like you're describing me in all these. Share fries, has an Android with 7% battery.
I think that's his problem, so I don't see what.
Okay, that is unless when they're trying to reach you, then it's your
Yeah.
problem. I can confirm for my entire friend group, they hate it.
Well, don't worry, Riya. Once you're stranded in the middle of the night out of nowhere into the woods, then you will realize the importance of the two.
Oh god, then it is my problem.
Then it is your. Well, I will go like, no, come on, like, keep your phone charged because you may never know what may come next. So, like, I would consider like, hey, be responsible. I'm with you. You should take the responsibility. I took out time so that others can take responsibility for me.
It's like if I am thinking about this person in terms of dating, then it shows the lack of preparedness. So no, for me it would be like no.
Yeah, if you are dating me, then at least have a backup. At least have a power bank.
Okay. He's a 10 but refuses to believe in destiny.
Oh, ask me about that. I had an ex. I had an ex who was quite similar, and I'm quite the opposite. I'm so emotional person and so like sensitive when it comes to feel the feels.
So does it work like opposite attracts?
No, not in this case. Like it shouldn't be that practical. Okay, we don't need too much practical implementation. Life is already throwing lemons at us.
If he doesn't believe in destiny, then dude, you aren't made for me, because I believe like even polar opposites attract. So definitely there is someone who is waiting for me. Like I'm a hopeless romantic, so I do believe in destiny.
For me, I do prefer practicality, but on those nights when I'm feeling particularly emotional, I want to talk about destiny, even if I'll cringe at what I say the next day. So I think they should be open to various ideas, right?
Yeah,
Not
perfect,
just
yes.
way too.
So I personally believe a lot in destiny. So you don't come and just say, what are you mad? What are you believing in? So no.
I'm a practical person. If a person is like, no, this was not meant to be, I'm like, no. I will make it happen if it is not meant to be. So for me, destiny is something that I make up. So for me, it's like a logical way of thinking towards it. I like criticize and critically think on why this did happen and why did it happen. I never give it up because I'm a bit of a control freak that way. So I'm okay with a person who's a control freak. But misogyny, no, that's really.
I think one common denominator that we all possess is like we all are go-getters. Like we make things happen. We don't see whether it's practical or non-practical, but we want it to happen. We will make sure that it gets done. It will happen in this world.
I think that's what happens when you read too many books. You just romanticize everything.
Yeah, Delulu is the new Solulu. Basically,
Yeah,
exactly. Yes, so that works for me. Yeah.
Okay. He's a 10 but has never heard of your favorite author. Oh
He's
god.
living under
Pooja.
a rock.
Sorry, I am not your. I mean, you're not my type, because I have read most of the books, and if he's not familiar, then too it's fine. But at least reading should be a part of your life. And if you do not know any single of my favorite authors or even singers, then I am not taking you. Leave, even marry.
I mean, before we start dating, it's okay if he doesn't know. But after, if he doesn't know how to name my favorite authors on hand, then I think that's a red flag. He's a 10, but he posts gym pics on Insta.
Well, for me, I think maybe it's good to go at least something to gawk at, you know, like
Yes,
pictures.
yeah, it's a 10. I love when you put their gym pics, whether it's with shirt or
Yeah,
shirt.
adrenaline
Yeah.
rush is kicking in, like, and actually,
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm personally very against gym. I think exercising is good. I don't think you need to go to the gym for that.
No, you go to the gym, but you don't post pictures. I mean, okay, like we all know you go to the gym.
And also, I think it's so difficult to get good pictures when you're exercising. Like, you're sweaty, you're dying physically, internally, emotionally, you're contemplating everything. How are you getting a good picture? Mad respect for getting a good picture, but I don't think you're actually exercising if you're getting good pictures.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, okay.
Brilliantly deciphered. I never thought about it this way. Now every picture I will see, I think, oh yeah, he's not doing it. He's just there for photo shoot.
He's a 10 but posts inspirational quotes in weird fonts. That's okay for me, I guess.
Yeah, okay. Sounds fine. Like, as long as you are able to relate with it, yeah.
You can't be that critical, so.
I don't think we're allowed to disagree because I think we do that on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, yes.
well,
I do think the font is good.
yeah, like
Yeah.
perfectionist.
She said weird fonts, okay? So please, I said no, so exclude me on this because she's.
He's a 10 but has 40 tabs open and refuses to close any.
All of us, not only one time, 40, 50, 100, all will be open and we ain't closing.
I need to have tabs. Like if there are like 4 tabs open, then these are all of authors. Then there will be a different window settings where I'm doing something else on my email. So I'm very structured that.
Me too. Even I can't have that. But it's okay if he does.
And I am that person who's, their window screen has just 2 or 3 icons and everything else is inside.
Well, I think like for me, like the tabs are open, but like not, it won't exceed. As long as it fits the screen, it's fine because there's no point of like scrolling. No, I don't want to go further. So I make sure like first finish these tasks, close the tabs, and then another.
Okay. He's a 10 but doesn't like dogs or cats.
He's not
Sorry,
man.
if you are not into animals, then fine, but at least, having a companion in form of dogs or cats is good.
Yeah, for me too. No, I love dogs.
Again, I have to think, why are you not a cat and dog person? Are you scared? In which case, okay, I will cut some slack. Otherwise, why?
Some people are just like, I've talked to some people and they are like, I just don't like their vibe. I'm like, what?
I don't like your vibe before saying that.
He's a 10 but his love language is sending reels with no context. I think that's adorable.
Well, honestly, it depends upon the type of reels, but yeah, it's fine. It's fine with me.
As long as it's not vulgar, we are good to go.
Well, very
I'm
well,
not
Pooja. Yeah,
Instagram.
thank you for saying that.
I'm not really on Instagram a lot, so I don't really check reels. So you can send them, but you won't get a response. So
He's a 10 but is allowed chewer.
Literally, it will annoy me to my bones. That is something like at least the basic table etiquette that I cannot ignore.
Yeah, if you are having dinner or lunch, at least have that audacity to maintain some etiquettes. No, big no. It's a red flag actually, not following the etiquette.
Yeah, like maybe in one day I will introduce you to my father. So of course I don't want you to grab the chicken leg piece and you were saying, man, like no, definitely not. Should not be a big chewer.
He's a 10 but he eats pizza with a fork and knife.
uncultured.
He's too sophisticated. Pizza is like just take it out and just stash it in our mouth like that. I mean,
It's
fork
part
and-
of the pizza eating experience.
I watched a reel recently and there's this man, he's taking a burger, he's deconstructing it with a knife and a fork and he's just eating the patty. And he's saying that this is the etiquette for eating a burger. And I'm like, I eat a burger like a savage. What are you teaching me?
I become a wild beast when it comes to food. I mean, although I follow the etiquette, but pizza and burger are like gawk.
He's a 10 but says I don't watch shows and only listens to podcasts. Okay, the very hopeless romantic in me says that I'll make him watch one. But
Yes. Yeah. Maybe same here. I am sensing Ranveer Alavadia here, who's in podcast and promoting his show. So maybe probably I'll make him watch any one of those shows which I love. Yeah, podcasts are actually good. Even ours podcast, like you are a fab host, and even my mom keeps on listening. She's like, I mean, the range, the diversity, it's so amazing. So yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
Okay, he's a 10 but calls pizza just okay.
For me, it's a no, because for me, like, pizza is like a family time. Like let's everyone jump in, barge in, in front of groups and friends. Like after drunken nights, like we all are hungry. Let's just order pizza. Everyone can grab it. Like it comes handy. No, it's big no for me then.
Calling pizza okay is like committing a crime. No,
That's
definitely.
baby.
I think I have friends who don't like pizza, so more pizza for me, right? I don't have to share, so that's how I'm okay with it.
Then Ria, we can go for dinner and lunch because others will tell no to me because I am not a pizza person. I'm a burger person through and through.
Yeah.
That was the reason why I didn't tell anything about loud chewers because I am one of them and you guys had opinions about it. So I was like, okay, I'm staying away. My food choices come where I have to have a big mouth and a big bite of everything. So
Stuff. But there is this insatiable like sensation of eating freely with no rules. So I don't blame Shushavya for that. Like, I agree totally.
Yeah, me too. He's a 10 but he sleeps at 10.
I like the question. He's a 10, but he sleeps at 10.
My work, I finally get free at 10. We're never talking only if that happens.
And I sleep at like 1 or 2. So I'm a night owl because my minds work at night. So yeah, 10 maybe is.
I at one time I used to sleep at 9:30 and wake up at like 5:30, 4:30. So right now I am seeing a pattern here. I don't think so. I fit here somewhere because all 4 of you have the same answer, and mine is completely opposite of it. But for me, a guy who sleeps at 10 is a complete yes.
Thank you, Shushavya, for joining with this Dreamer team.
For me, late night conversations is different. I watch movies at night. So come on, you can't sleep at 10.
Shravya, you're not invited to our night outs.
I can speak anytime. I can watch anytime, anything. So it's not about just at night. So I'm like, okay, theek hai.
I think we ever have a sleepover, like Shushavya would be the first one to pass out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I really wanted to know, so if you have to say, like, baby of the group, who it would be? Okay, Shushavya, you shoot.
This is just out of me knowing you guys for a month and just interacting with only Monday calls. I have to say this. And I would say somewhere Pooja because I think it just comes out from me to, just pamper her nicely, I don't know why, but it just comes out. Even when I'm texting her on WhatsApp, that's how I talk to her as well. So I'm like,
What would you say, Ria? Whom you will choose?
I think Pooja, the first time I talked to her, she exuded that innocence out of her and it was like so awe. So yeah, I think Pooja.
And Hamsini?
This is weird, but I feel me. I not because I think because I feel like I can tease you, and I only feel like I can tease old people.
No, I can totally agree with Shushavya. Like, Pooja, I would say Pooja, like, she's like a team's adorable little cinnamon roll. And for Hamsini, like, she's of course like certified cutie alert in the office. Like, she's that kind of cupcake of the team. Like, she's the youngest as well, by the way, I guess.
What's your age?
I thought Ria was the youngest.
Ria or Hamsini? Yeah, you two are close.
Ria, when were you born, if you don't mind me asking?
2005, I'm 20.
I'm not
Oh
the
my
youngest.
god, 2005. Oh,
I
I
think
feel
I'm.
old. I feel
I
very
feel
old.
old.
No.
I was born in 2003. We're the only 2000 kids
Oh,
here.
we are Gen Z.
Yeah.
One is 95, one is 98. So
Okay, fellas, let's navigate the course to other direction. I feel really old. Okay, Shushabi,
Oh God.
let's have another jump onto the another meeting, please.
Let's turn the spotlight back to you people. So, time for answers that come with zero thinking and maximum chaos. Welcome to the rapid fire round. And you answer like you're in a hostage situation. Okay, so fast, no thinking. If you hesitate, you'll have to take a sip. And once your drink is done, well, you're out of the game. So, okay, first I'm going to ask Sushrabya. So, buckle up. Main character moment from last week.
Okay, the reel. Where Ruchi was like, I look beautiful. So yeah, the reel.
Yes. A book villain you low-key vibe with.
Villain, Draco Malfoy.
I knew it. If you had a theme song, what would it be?
What's that?
Okay, next. Yeah. Your signature dance move when no one's watching. I chose this question specifically for you because you're a dancer. One weird habit you have that people would be surprised by.
I can stay in isolation for days together without phone or laptop.
Wow. Okay. That's it for Sushrabya. Now Pooja. One thing you secretly judge people for
drinking alcohol.
Okay, fair enough. A line from a song that is too real now.
Life goes on. It's a song from BTS, and that yes, my life is going smoothly. So
Your toxic trait when you're in love. Next. Time up. What emoji perfectly sums up your soul?
I think the that what is smiley emoji. Like I'm always smiling even when I'm distressed. So smiley emoji.
What version of Netflix and chill do you prefer?
Yeah, it's like cozy. The AC is on, movie is going on, and I'm lying in the sofa on like that in that pose of mine, like completely lie down and watch the movie in peace without any interruption.
Perfect. That's it for Pooja as well. Next we have Hamsini.
I'm ready.
If you were a trope, which one would you be?
Oh gosh, a trope. I can't think of any.
Have a sip.
Friends to lovers. I don't know why that's the trope I thought of, but friends to lovers.
Okay. If you could be with one fictional character, which one would it be?
Oh, Percy Jackson.
First, what's your go-to excuse when you want to skip a Zoom call? Yeah, we have Ruchi here, so.
I'm busy with work. No, that's not true. My go-to excuse is I'm busy with work. Yeah, that's the only one I have.
I'm leaving.
Bad network.
Ruchi,
I'll
please
use
keep
this
that in
excuse
mind.
anyway.
Well, thank you, Ria, for awesome.
Or guilty pleasure which you would rather not admit.
Scrolling through reels on Instagram.
Weirdest compliment ever.
That I make food look appetizing when I eat it.
Now, last, Ruchi. If your pet had to describe you in 3 ways, what would they say?
Bossy, strict, formal.
Okay. What's the most ridiculous lie you've told on a dating app?
Shit buzz. To be honest, no, I always speak the truth.
Okay. Ultimate fictional crush.
Oh, Mr. Darcy from Pride and Prejudice.
Aw. If someone made a movie about your love life, what genre would it be?
Romance tragedy?
Okay, ouch. If you could master any skill for fun, which? A funny skill.
I would love to be a stand-up comedian, but yeah.
We are done with rapid fire round as well. Thank you for answering so quickly and so spontaneously.
Something that upset me was Ria didn't have a rapid fire round.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and
We
she
should all
didn't
ask
get to.
Ria questions.
It's okay. Okay, Ria, shoot.
Okay.
Oh wait, we have to think of questions.
Okay, so Ria, Your first question is, if you could teleport anywhere right now, where would you go?
Switzerland.
What's
If
your
fiction is allowed, then I'll go to Shenzhen anytime.
The house looks impeccably so neat and tidy.
I
Like
know.
you. Okay, quickly. So what's your guilty pleasure song?
Sheila K. Jabani.
Nice. Coffee, tea, or chaos?
Chaos.
What's the weirdest thing you believed as a kid?
That countries are in different worlds. We live on Earth, and US is in a different world altogether.
Describe your mood today using only a movie title.
Jab We Met.
That's nice. She's in good mood. Well, that's really feel blessed to have you ladies on my team because it's always refreshing and cherishing for me every Monday and Friday as well.
Okay, and that brings us to the end of this gloriously chaotic episode of Wine with English Dreamers. And where the drinks were flowing, the truths were questionable, and the judgments were deeply personal and mildly hilarious. So, big shout out to my incredible guests, the glitter bombs, the unicorns, the revolutionaries I never knew I needed. So you came, you sipped, you overshared. Iconic behavior, honestly, and thank you so much for that. So if you're watching this, like, comment, subscribe, and tell us in the comments what's your biggest 10 but deal breaker. Or just drop a thumbs up if you emotionally sip with us today. Until next time, stay hydrated, stay chaotic, and remember, it's all fun and games until someone takes a sip on if you've stocked an X. I'm not attacking anyone.
Thank you, Ria. And did you just say strip?